welcome to Two States, One Mic. We're back for our third episode. Gonna try to make it a little bit longer this time, and I just wanna, you know, let everybody know that we're definitely gonna work harder to make it better. So, are you there?
Yeah,
Why'd you say anything?
because because I'm waiting for you to read the script.
I did. Oh, I, I didn't actually. I was just kind of freestyling. All right, let's start over. All right, here we go. All right, so hello everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Two States, One Mic, with your host Jerry. Welcome back to the show, Two States, One Mic, the only podcast where Massachusetts meet New Hampshire and the moose usually wins.
And I'm Carrie. And seriously, we should just rename the show Traffic Report with Antlers. If you're new here, oh, I'm Carrie.
There you go. And I'm Jerry. We cover the funniest, weirdest, most ridiculous news from New England, and sprinkle in some weird nonsense too. Think of it like a Dunkin' iced coffee, but with an extra weird shot.
Today we've got Moose on Main Street, a giant pumpkin threatening the roads, a chowder war that ended in scandal, and of course, chocolate snow in Switzerland. Basically, chaos, but tasty.
Huh, sounds good. All right, so we're gonna start off with New Hampshire Spotlight. Sounds interesting. So we're gonna start off with Moose blocks downtown Concord traffic. Details: a moose walked into downtown Concord, stood in the intersection for 30 seconds. Police had to redirect cars until left on its own. That's crazy.
30 minutes. That moose basically had a lunch break. Just chilling, like, yeah, I run this town now.
Yeah, no bet. I bet it was standing like it was standing there like, is there where I renew my license or something? Because the DMV line looked shorter than its traffic. Honestly.
Only in New Hampshire do the cops have to treat a moose like a VIP celebrity. Excuse me, sir. If you could just step this way, Mr. Moose. The fans are waiting.
I want to know if anybody actually tried to honk at it. Like, you really think a Toyota Corolla is gonna scare off 1,000 pound moose? Good luck with that, for real.
What's the
Anyway,
weirdest excuse? Oh,
go right
am
ahead.
I reading it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What's the weirdest excuse you've ever used or could use for being late to work? Because honestly, sorry boss, moose in the crosswalk feels unbeatable.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Ain't nobody gonna. They're not gonna like dispute that at all. All right, we're gonna go into our next story. So, Keen pumpkin weighs way off break records. All right, a pumpkin over 2,000 pounds took the crown at Keen's annual weigh off. It was so big they needed a special equipment to lift it. That's not a pumpkin. That's a studio apartment with seats.
You know, somewhere out there is a dad who looked at it and went, imagine the jack o' lantern I could make. Meanwhile, the kids are like, please, dad, stop.
I know the guy who grew it probably treated it better than most people treat their cars. Daily checkup, hydration schedules, motivation speeches. You can do it, buddy. The biggest pumpkin on the block. Love it.
And then some poor guy had to haul it to the festival. I would never sleep again if my trailer snapped a strap. Just a boom. 2,000 pounds of pumpkin pie down Main Street.
Right, just rolling down Main Street though. But if you had a giant pumpkin that big, what would you turn it into besides pie?
I don't know. That's a good question. I love
Yeah,
pumpkin pie.
yeah. How about pumpkin
Maybe
popsicles?
a pumpkin latte.
Yeah, yeah. Pumpkin spice is very popular with people. They're actually really addicted to pumpkin spice. You can take the next one.
Massachusetts Madness. Boston Chowder Festival ends in tie. Two chefs tied for first place in Boston's annual chowder contest. Sparkling heated debate about who really won. Of course, it ended in a tie. Boston takes chowder seriously.
Yes, we do.
If you thought Red Sox versus Yankees was heated, try two grandmas fighting over clam broth.
Yeah, that's a sight to see right there. You definitely gonna see some fighting over something when it comes to Yankees, Red Sox, or clam chowder. But and imagine being one of the judges. You take a bite, you're like, yeah, that's a solid 9 out of 10. Next bowl, oh no, that's also a solid 9 out of 10. And that suddenly you started a world chowder, a world war chowder.
I guarantee somebody left that festival yelling, "This is rigged!" while holding a bread bowl like it was a protest sign.
And don't forget though, there's always one person asking for Manhattan clam chowder at a Boston contest. That's how you get escorted out fast. But who makes better clam chowder? Is it Boston restaurants or small towns near New Hampshire diners? Small town New Hampshire diners.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I think I would go with the small town New Hampshire diners. I think they Boston's so big and it's just I don't think they have the same. I don't know. I just don't think they would put the same love into the clam chowder as a small town diner would because it's they have all the time in the world to do so. Anyway, so
Yeah,
Cape
that's
Cod,
true because
yeah,
small town diners are really.
yeah, they can take their time. When you're in a big place like Boston, you gotta rush it. So, Cape Cod shark sightings break records. This summer saw the most shark sightings ever off Cape Cod. People still swarming. Anyways, like, are you serious? You know New Englanders are stubborn when they're like, yeah, there's a great white circling, but I already paid for parking. I'm gonna go in anyway. Jesus.
That's not for me. I would never. Not for me.
Mm-mm.
At this point, sharks should be part of the welcome package. Sunscreen, a beach sticker, and a waiver that's saying "Good luck."
Yeah, I want the Sharks to to utilize like we demand royalties for Jaws reruns and cut our lobster roll sales. That would make sense.
Would you rather deal with sharks circling or seagulls dive bombing your French fries? Honestly, I'll take the sharks. No, I would not.
Yeah. Well, why don't you take that question?
That's horrible.
Yeah. What?
What's
Go ahead.
scarier to you at the beach? Sharks in the water or seagulls stealing your food? Sharks in the water?
Obviously, yeah. But
I
seagulls
don't
stealing
even
your food
step
can be
foot
kind of
in the
annoying.
when I
Seagulls can
go to
be.
the beach, I don't even step foot in the ocean at all. No.
I do. I go in the ocean, but seagulls can be chaotic. Once they start going, it's hard to like really. You think you're in that movie Birds or something like that. So, go ahead. You can take the next story.
Weird world news. Swiss town covered in cocoa powder. A Lindt chocolate factory malfunction caused cocoa powder to snow down on a small Swiss town.
Hmm.
That is the dream.
Isn't
Forget
it?
winter in New Hampshire. Give me cocoa powder storms.
Yeah, but imagine explaining to your boss, "Sorry, I'm late. I had to dig my car out of hot cocoa avalanche." Like, is he gonna believe you?
You just know some kid tried to eat it off the sidewalk. Like, don't worry, mom. It's basically hot cocoa chocolate.
That's insane. Meanwhile, New Englanders get 20 inches of snow and nobody bats an eye, but Switzerland sneezes cocoa and the world goes nuts. Jeez. Huh? Listen, if your town could be covered in any food, what would you pick?
In any food?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Any food. I would probably pick chocolate.
I will have my town covered in fried shrimp. Just hopefully it don't
Really?
rain.
Shrimp?
Yeah, hopefully it don't rain because then they'll get all soggy. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it definitely gets soggy.
yeah, but we would need a lot of tartar sauce too. But so this week we had moose traffic jams, 2,000 pound pumpkins, and chowder wars with no winners. Shark infested Cape Cod and chocolate blizzards in Switzerland. Honestly, I don't know what's weirder.
My vote's still for the moose. Like, if I'm late to work because of a moose, I expect a raise.
Yeah, but the moose, yeah, but the moose is actually you're actually winning because not a lot of people get to chill with the moose, so that's more like a special privilege. So, you know. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, send us your answers this week. Listeners' questions, and this
This
is two
is
sides,
one
two
mic
states, one mic. That's right. See you next week.
next week.
I messed that up, huh?